folks, Alison here, UVLT's Programs Director, and I'm out at Brookmead Conservation Area today in Norwich, Vermont. And for Field Notes Friday, we're going to talk about spring ephemeral wildflowers. So when we talk about something that is ephemeral, it's something that is fleeting, something that is only around for a short period of time. And so these wildflowers are usually the first ones to bloom in the spring. They're beautiful. They're here for a couple of weeks, and then they're gone. And they don't come up again until next spring. You don't even see any sign of them. I have a couple examples to show you today, and this is the first one. No blooms yet, but this is Trout Lily. Very distinctive, mottled brown and green flower or leaves, and this is a big little patch of them. All right, here's another example of a spring ephemeral. These are spring beauties. They're pretty small. They have pink lines on the insides of their flowers, and I think they're really pretty. There's a bunch of them here. And one of the things that I like about spring wildflowers is that there's only so many of them, and they're pretty distinctive, so you can sort of learn them pretty easily and then remember them year to year. And it's a lot easier for me than remembering, everything that's blooming and flowering in July. Here we have a big patch of what I think is a round-lobed hepatica. Similar in size to the spring beauties, but different in color and in number of petals. And then if you can see the leaves down there, slightly different. So that's round-lobed hepatica. Okay, so here we have some Colts Foot. These look a lot like dandelions. These are usually the first spring ephemerals that I see coming up in the spring, but they are different from dandelions in that, look at their stem. It's got these segmented parts. It's not smooth and as green, and then the flowers are much smaller than your average dandelion. So yeah, this is Colts Foot. I did learn the other day that these are actually invasive, which is not cool. They grow along roadsides really well. They like sort of sandy, infertile places, so like a side of a dirt road or in like a wet sort of ditch is where you usually find these, but these are actually on the side of the trail. Kind of an unusual find, but yes, Colts Foot. Okay, so here's another example of a spring ephemeral wildflower. These ones are actually looking a little past their prime, but this is Bloodroot. It's very distinctive. You can tell it's got these big white flowers. Usually they have 8 petals and bright gold centers. They have one leaf that kind of wraps around the flower, and this will actually close up when it's cold or at night over the flower and then open when it's nice and sunny. These are really interesting. Bloodroots are named that because the root of this plant actually produces a red substance. Looks like blood, and it is actually poisonous, so don't eat these. All right. Okay, last but not least, these are Trillium, and they're very easily identifiable. These are red Trillium. They have 3 petals, 3 sepals, and 3 leaves. These are not actually true leaves. They have another name. I don't remember it, but I will put it in the notes. And they're super easily identifiable. They're a huge group of plants. They range from maroon to white. This is a very big patch of them actually growing on a roadside, which is a little unusual. But once you know what they look like, they are super easy to identify and come in those 3 for Trillium.